Welcome to Dyspraxic Rosie Writes, the channel where we talk about dyspraxia, chronic illness, and the writing life. Today's video is going to be going over probably like one of my proudest accomplishments in the past week, which is after a bunch of customer service back and forth and headaches of things not working and things like that, I completely redid my website totally on my own, and it is finally at the point where I can put it down. Honestly, I'm very tired from it all. It was a lot of work, but it is finally at a point I can be proud of it. So in a moment, I'm going to screen share with you the website itself and just talk a bit on what I've learned from that experience, and hopefully you learn something helpful. So what you are looking at here is my completely redone website. It was kind of a big deal for me. I was on Weebly for 15 years, or maybe a little bit more, and that was the core hub of a lot of my early freelance chapter, the very first chapter of that for a long time. And then the classic tech company story happened of them just raising their prices like a lot. And then it got to the point really where it wasn't really worth it. And so it got to the point where suddenly I had to have all these silly pop-ups that said that I was powered by Weebly for my site to work and not be charged even more. And just generally, I just didn't love it as a platform anymore. I had grown tremendously as a person. I had done so much that I do feel I have to be proud of, such as, writing 2 traditionally published books and being published in more places than I can count on both hands, both print and digital, and working with all these clients that are doing great things in this neurodiversity space, but like before that in the e-commerce space just in general. And not to humble brag, but I had grown a lot since that first chapter, and I really wanted to have a website that reflected that was ready for my next chapter, was ready for my next book launch. But the question from a lot of freelancers that comes up, especially disabled freelancers, is, do I actually need a website? Well, the modern age reality is that people are inevitably going to be looking you up. And so you need something. You at least need, at the bare minimum, one of those little about cards or those link in bio cards that at least gives people an indication of what you bring to the table and legitimize the work that you are doing. So I am personally of the opinion that yes, you do need a website in some shape or form. And the thing is, though, I warn you, if you're like me and you end up doing your website entirely on your own, it's a ton of work, and you need some sort of outside perspective on what exactly you are doing in terms of how you're phrasing yourself, what you should be talking about first, what you should be omitting, and what totally on your own. Be prepared for the fact that it's going to be a ton of work and a ton of time, and very tiring for the most part. It's going to have its stressful moments, and you just have to accept that. But I'm not going to discourage you from doing it totally on your own. No. In fact, I would just say that, if that is your only option, be open to other forms of outside help as well, whether it be a friend that has a tech background that is just as a favor going to look over to make sure you're doing all the redirects right, or somebody who can edit your website copy and look it over and just say that you're on the right track of talking about yourself. And just be really patient about it. Things won't work at first, but then eventually you will have something that really works for you. So consider that a bit of a preview of what the newly updated website looks like. I realized I was going quite quickly, But if you click on the Linktree link that I usually post in my YouTube description, click on the label that says more info on what I do, and that will take you directly to the newly redone website. And I realized I was going very, very quickly in the screen share. But yeah, think of that as a preview. And if you're interested in seeing more of it and learning more, then go click on that link. And hope you found this helpful. Like, subscribe, and of course, as I always like to say, happy reading, happy writing, my friends.